I'm in the opening chapter of Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, and he's describing the process and the variety of arrests. Now, it's important to remember that he is describing a fully developed police state. We are not quite in that position. What we are seeing is, in many different areas, an encroachment on our basic liberties. We see political prisoners, we see surveillance, we see censorship. So a number of the ingredients of police states are now fully present here in the United States. I think it's probably even accurate to say that virtually no one is safe anymore. But in the Soviet Union, you have a police state that is completely has established its iron control over the society and is arresting people left and right for all kinds of reasons that Solzhenitsyn will get into. He talks about the organs. He means the organs of the Communist Party, the organs of the state. And so here we go. One has to give the organs their due. In an age when public speeches, the plays in our theaters, and women's fashions all seem to come off assembly lines, arrests can be of the most varied kind. So he's being, again, this is that Solzhenitsyn sense of irony. He's like, yeah, we're in a society where things are kind of uniform. Everything is standardized. Everything is according to a formula. It's done one way and not another way. But he goes, gee, not with arrests. Arrests can be just multifaceted, very varied. And he gives examples. They take you aside in a factory corridor after you've had your pass checked, and you're arrested. They take you from a military hospital with a temperature of 102, as they did with Ans Bernstein, and the doctor will not raise a peep about your arrest. Just let him try. So the factor of intimidation, the doctor's like, what's going on? But even he realizes, I better zip it because I don't want to be arrested myself. They'll take you right off the operating table, as they took N.M. Vorobiev, a school inspector in 1936, in the middle of an operation for stomach ulcer, and drag you off to a cell as they did him, half alive and all bloody. Wow. In the Gastrodome, the fancy food store, you're invited to a special order department and arrested there. So suddenly they go, hey, we've got some cool stuff for you to taste. Come on over here. This is our gourmet section. We want you to sample some. And you're like, oh, some caviar? Really? Some vodka? You head over there. They're waiting to arrest you. You are arrested by a religious pilgrim with whom you have put up for the night, quote, for the sake of Christ. Wow. This is a secret police officer disguised as a monk. Oh, please, can I stay for the night? Oh, sure, come on in, we got an extra room. He comes in, you've let him in, he puts the handcuffs on you, you're arrested. You're arrested by a meter man who has come to read your electric meter. You're arrested by a bicyclist who has run into you on the street, by a railway conductor, a taxi driver, a savings bank teller, the manager of a movie theater. Wow. So, a society where, as Solzhenitsyn describes it, there is danger all around you. And there's danger when you least expect it. Why? Because this is danger that springs at you in the normal rhythm of life. You're chatting with a bank teller, you're making a deposit, you're in the grocery store. So informants and disguised police are all over the place. And then Solzhenitsyn steps back and he muses, he goes, sometimes arrests even seem to be a game. There's so much superfluous imagination, so much well-fed energy invested in them. After all, the victim would not resist anyway. He makes the point that a lot of people are meekly willing to be arrested. In fact, he says, sometimes they would even accept arrest if they were just invited to show up to the police station to be arrested. In fact, he says, that's the way collective farmers are arrested. Who wants to go all the way to their huts at night with no roads to travel on? They are summoned to the village Soviet and arrested there. Manual workers are called into the office. So think about it. This two of the large groups of people arrested, peasants and then laborers. But chasing the peasants down in their small farms where they could be, armed with a pickaxe or a hatchet, You don't want that. So it's like, hey guys, all of you show up to the village Soviet, the collective, the central kind of office where you get your various permits and forms, and you just arrest them when they show up. Same with the manual laborers. Come to the office. Come to the loading dock. Boom. All of you are then promptly arrested. So for several decades, political arrests were distinguished in our country precisely by the fact that people were arrested who were guilty of nothing and were therefore unprepared to put up any resistance whatsoever. So here's Solzhenitsyn making a point about human nature. Hey, guess what? If you're a crook, if you're an embezzler, if you're someone who's like recently broken out of prison, if you're someone who's a bad guy, you expect them to be on the lookout for you. So you deploy all your resources of cunning to block them, to figure out, how do I outwit them? How do I outpace them? But on the other hand, if you haven't done anything wrong, you're like, who's going to arrest me? Why? So you're not on your guard. And so when the arrest comes, it is all that more unexpected. It's all that more surprising. It's all that more crushing. If aches and pains are your problem, Relief Factor is your solution. Debbie and I started taking Relief Factor 2 years ago. The difference we've seen in our joints, nothing short of amazing. Aches and pains are totally gone thanks to this 100% drug-free solution called Relief Factor. How does it work? Relief Factor supports your body's fight against inflammation. That's the source of aches and pains. The vast majority of people who try Relief Factor order more because it works for them. Debbie's a true believer. She can now do exercises that for a long time she wasn't able to do. So Relief Factor has been a real game changer for her, her aunt, other members of our family, Mike in the studio right here, and for many other people. You too can benefit. Try it for yourself. Order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of just $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF to find out more about the software. Once again, it's relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. Feel the difference.